All right. We are going to jump into a best of 3 core set 2020 draft here, and I'm going to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, before I do. You can check out cardkingdom.com, either going to that link or linking through my panels down below, which will take it through my my personal link, which is good for me. But basically, if you play Paper Magic and you don't have Card Kingdom on your radar yet, it really should be there. They are one of the top competitors in this industry in terms of providing paper players with the stuff they need to do what they want. They're going to give you exactly what you're expecting very quickly and reasonably priced. And if you need to sell them some of your stuff to get it, they'll give you a 30% store credit if you want to flip some of your existing stuff into new stuff. So check out cardkingdom.com and you won't be disappointed. Let's see if we're going to be disappointed with Pack 1, Pick 1 or not. Definitely disappointed in Reclaimer as our option there. We can take Rabid Bite or Outrage as the best picks in the pack, but Reclaimer is playable and it is gems. So I'm actually going to take the Reclaimer. And we'll leave it in the main for right now and try and see. But this is mainly a gem pick. If we weren't taking this Reclaimer for gems, I would take the Outrage. No, actually, in best of 3, you're even more incentivized to gem draft because our inherent play advantage gives us better chances to come out with a match win. It's actually... Oh, I like, it's just not, this is not a bomb. I mean, this is just like, I'll play it. Yeah, I'll play it. But it's a slow, I mean, if it ramped, that would be one thing, right? If it was just like, bring a land in, it would be amazing. But you have to sack, you know, it's not bad. It's just that it's not a priority here. We would have taken removal over it is the bottom line. What are we taking here? Tomebound Lich is great. So is Howling Giant. Those seem like the real picks here to me. Nothing else even comes close. You could make an argument for Mask, but I think it would be a poor one. I think we're just straight on Giant or Lich, and it's an interesting one. I'm not too blinded by the Reclaimer. I mean, yes, we would play it. It's just not an important card for us, though. The question is, what's better, Howling Giant or Lich? So I'm going to do a poll on this one. I'll make it quick. It's going to be a 10-second poll, so get your fingers ready. It's going to be Lich or Giant, and I'm curious where people land here. Everybody wants the Giant. All right, I'm in on the Giant. Fenlurker, probably the best card here. Thicket Crasher is fine, but not amazing. It is green, though. One of the benefits of taking the Crasher is we both cut green and stay open. I think that might be worth it here. Fenlurker is good. But Crasher is the only green card, so it sends a good signal downstream to not have any green in the pack, and it leaves us open to a second color. So even though this is a better card, I'm going to take the Crasher on the green plan. Here's another Crasher, but we have a Reduce to Ashes, probably the best card in the pack. Haven't been... I mean, red-green elementals is fine. We have one elemental, but just when you end up red-green, it tends to be elemental-based. But there is, this does continue to cut green. I'm going to take Reduce, though. I think it's enough better that we're not going to worry about signals here. Gecko wants the second Crasher. I'm going to take the Reduce. I think it's good enough. Better enough to be worth taking here. And then Embercat is a nice follow. Pulse would be fine. Pup might be fine. Plummet's fine in best of 1. Maybe we'll wheel this, but we're going to take Embercat here. Nothing in green. Blue has been entirely absent from these packs. Probably going to see a lot of blue in pack 2 just because there's so none in pack 1 here. Infuriate, not the worst. I think I like it more than Destructive Digger. Smuggler, Bow, Plummet, leap out here. We see some very good white in Dawning Angel and Aerial Assault, but I'm not going to move into that color, a third color here. I'm just going to take Smuggler. Yes, Plummet is nice, and I would like to get some, but not over a Smuggler. Tracker, also fine over Infuriate or Sentinel. Another Smuggler. I didn't mention it because I didn't think it came close enough to bother, but you know, taking half color lands on spec is fine, but not over a real playable, I think, in that spot. This is not a real playable yet, but it could become one. Maybe we take a Blade Brand. I think we're pretty locked into red-green, though. I'll take this. Yeah, this is best of 3 here. Let me update stuff so that it's not confusing. There. Does sending signals actually matter with the bots? It matters a lot. It matters more than it does with humans because bots are more predictable. And the way the bots work is that they settle into a color pair and then largely stick with it. They have the ability to splash, but largely they will settle into a 2-color combination and then stick with it. So if you cut your color to the left, if you can get the bots to not settle into your color, you can really be paid off. So yeah. Yeah, it's true. Although, to be fair, at the beginning of every video, I do announce exactly what the format is. So most people watching on YouTube, I'm sure, at least listen to what I had to say. Well, maybe not. People don't listen to anything. So I could make fun of YouTube folks right now, and they wouldn't even hear it. No, wait, they would. Probably. I love all my viewers. Never mind. Never seeing the deck, but we'll put it in there. Listening to me is purely optional. We'll take a Rage. We've had decks where we bring in Rages out of the board over sideboard, over Vault Progress effectively. No, I love you, the viewer, listening to me right now the best. Not loving this draft, though. We can take a replication for some progress towards gems, but probably just want another Ember Cat and see if we can't find our way into the elementals. The trouble is we have one Thicket Crasher and then no other elementals. Like this, the elementals aren't doing anything yet. Because the deck is so weak, I'm going to take Ember Cat over Gem Potential. Well, as expected, I'm expecting a lot of blue to tempt us here, and we have to be ready to not take it, basically. We take Leyline for gems as well, but there's a Silverback. Still, I might even just take the gems here. Silverback is fine. I'm going to take gems. We're at 4 of these also. Silverback is the deck pick, but I'm going to take gems here. Silverback is like, it's just kind of whatever, actually. That's why I did that. I've not been that impressed with Silverback. Saddle is also fine. Saddle might have been better than Silverback, but both Silverback and Saddle are cards that have fallen in my ranking since the beginning of the format. Yeah, we'll take Gift here with nothing else really to tempt us. Not a great pack, though. But now we can start looking towards potential splashes. Here's some more gems that we could grab, and at the cost of a spider. Yeah, I think for the spider, I'll take 20 gems. Silverback. Silverback fell because I'm often losing to stuff in the air where playing a 5-drop doesn't matter. Some of the removal you see most often is enchantment based, so you don't get your draw. And it's just a little slow and clunky. But I'm going to take gems here. Yeah, I like the spider too, but I like gems also, and I'm taking the gems. We could take Thornwood Falls here over Brawler to set up a splash, but no, Cat into Brawler is too good. We'll take this and be sad about not being able to pick up a Teamer land. Yeah, this deck wants a spider. We're mid-pack too. Give it time. We'll get there. You'll see. Here's a Crasher we can take. Adds to the number of elementals we can power out on turn 3. Yeah, Vorse Claw is all well and good, but I want to go cheaper. Huh. A lot of people want the Vorse Claw. I'm all in on something we can cast faster. If we pick up a Vorse Claw, fine, but I want things to cast earlier. Take a shock here. We've been passing a lot of bows. We're not going to probably end up with the ability to go get them, but they make a fine sideboard card in best of 3. We could take an elemental here, but I'm going to take bow for the board. Yeah, we take end or bow, but I'm going to take bow for the board over the end, because we might be able to get multiples. Here's a fire elemental we can put in the deck. Let's get this Dragon Mage out of here. We are not playing it. Yeah, I thought another one might wheel here. That's why I took one of the reasons I took the first one. I think we can do potentially good things. Airstrike for the board, also good. Prismite, not bad, actually, as a 2-drop to help us fix. We have Reclaimer and Paradise on the splash right now. But I think we Airstrike here. I'm not playing... I'm not going to play a single... Basically, I will play 4+ bows main deck against anything, but if I don't have 4, I want to leave them in the board until I'm sure that we're going to pick off some ones and, you know, some cheap, some 1 toughness stuff. We'll take another Spitter that we're not going to probably play. Here's an N for the board that I like. Bow is very good. All right. Last pick, bow. Someone told me the bows don't wheel anymore. I'm going to say they do. Drawn from Dreams. Could end up playable in this deck. Well, it might have been a dual land, in which case there's a good argument for that. We could take Cloudkin here. Again, we have 2. The Reclaimer and the Gift help us splash. We may wheel this gift, so it's possible we'll be able to splash here. And I'm going to go gems yet again. Well, if we splash on Gift of Paradise, if we splash via double Gift of Paradise, we can play Drawn. And we might even wheel the Loaming Shaman. I'm going to do the gem pick. We need to go craft that, though. Here's a Silverback I can get behind. And we probably... Oh, we can take a Pack Mastiff. See, that's the thing. Pack Mastiff may just be better than Silverback for us. With 2 Smugglers. And only... I mean, we're not really... Hopefully not play this race. We only have 2 2-drops here. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Pack Mastiff. This is what I mean. Like, Shaman just caught my eye so hard when the set came out, but it's just been less and less of a priority for me. Take a Seer on the possible splash over the Winged Words. Just take a generic Courser as well. Stay 2 color. Stay focused on that. Yeah, I'm surprised we're not seeing more green. I think the packs are just empty of it. We're just getting bad luck in terms of green. So yeah, it's coarser to fill out the red-green curve, or we can look at some splash potential is basically where we're at here. I think I'm just going to be disciplined and try and do this two-color. Try to do two-color curve out unless we get some serious messaging. We can do aeronaut. Here's another bow. The bows have been wheeling. Let's put our bows in because we're now at potentially just running the 4 bows. We don't really have elemental payoff, but we do have Embercat. Embercats create an elemental payoff in that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures we can power out. Yeah, but the bow probably wheels is the thing. I'm going to risk the bow wheeling. We got one last pick, so bots don't seem interested in this card. I'm going to try and wheel it. All right, if we're going trying just to do curve out red-green, we're going to take and play a Sentinel. We have 3 bows, and we just passed a 4th we hope to wheels, and we can take the Swiftwater here and maybe get into some blue splash, especially if we wheel the gift. I don't think we will, though. We might even just want the Raider and just stick to the plan, but we're pretty stacked at 4, so we don't want a Raider that's not an elemental, so we'll take the land. No, I'm not going to take the Raider. We're never playing it. Might take the Prismite over the land there. Like here, I mean, if we play a 4-drop, I'd rather play this Aeronaut. Yeah, taking an Aeronaut. You can take a Rift here. Predator is a fine high end to go for. We do have the Howling Giant already, though. Still, we are thinking we are gonna have a gift take next pick. We do have a natural end, don't we? We have one natural end. All right, I'm gonna take Predator. No, we didn't wheel the gift, but we'll take Pup. Infuriate or another Fire Elemental. We don't have a lot of 5s. We might be willing to play a second Fire Elemental. If we don't, we're looking at a Maniacal Rage for the board or another Infuriate. And we already have the 1. I don't think we're playing multiples, especially if we go the bow plan. Guess we'll find out soon whether we successfully wield that bow, but I'm going to take the Fire Elemental here. Looks like maybe it was a mistake not to take the bow. Wasn't this the bow pack? Maybe it's the next one, but maybe it was a mistake not to bow it up. Take the Spitter here, though, and not play it. Bow? Oh, boo, no bow. Well, you can understand why I would risk it, given that we got a last pick bow. Oh, let's see. Before we take this, we're going to go craft up on Drawn from Dreams. We have 4 Leyline. We have 4 Flood. We'll check them just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure I remember that from... So we're Drawn from Dreams, and we're going to check on Reclaimer. Already have 4 there. Yeah, that was a tough... Like, I feel like we cut colors well, and then the packs were just unlucky for us. We just didn't get good stuff in the colors we successfully cut. And now we have a pretty medium green-red deck. $22 creatures. We're going to cut a lot of creatures here. all of those, I think. Don't need this. Don't really need the Reclaimer either because of that. Like the Reclaimer, like what are we doing? Slowly thinning our deck and eventually getting a 3/4? No thanks. Yeah, 80 gems off the grind, not bad. Yeah, but by the time it gets big, you have spent 7 mana to thin your deck and make a 3/4. By the time you've made this a 3/4, I just don't think that it matters too much that you've made a 3/4. But going back to here, I think we play the gift just for the ramp, although maybe that's weak. We could cut the bows. Can't cut all of them though, unless we bring in something else. Might have to bring this in on the strength of that. I think we're just kind of here though. Yeah, well, if its strength is all about thinning and grindy games, probably want to bring it in out of the board in those cases. But yeah, that's a lot of effort to try and cast Drawn from Dreams. I don't think we're going to do that. But we may need to, if we don't want to main deck. All right, what do you think? Like, either we're playing all 3 bows or no bows. Man, I wish I'd taken that extra bow now. 4 is so much better than 3 if you're doing the no weaponsmith bow plan. Because you really want to get 2. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like, by running a bunch of bows without a weaponsmith, you're hoping to draw multiples and then oppressively control the board with them. I think with 3, yeah, I think I like cutting the bows and waiting until we're sure they at least have a couple of 1 toughness targets and a lot of 2. I think if we see a lot of 2 toughness and some 1 toughness, then we're happy to bring in the bow package. But maybe we go ahead and bring in the Reclaimer as somewhat of a generic play here as a place to start. And then... yeah, Drawn from Dreams is great. I mean, you have to take a turn off to do it, but the top 2 out of your top 7 is big game. That's some 2 quality cards you're putting in your hand. If we splash the Dreams, we're saying that Reclaimer and Gift are effectively how we're doing it. I'm not going to mess up my mana for that. I'm just not. We're going to name this and give it a shot. Underwhelming. We got a couple of Ember Cats. Make up a quick name and get on with it. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, Gecko. 2 Paradise, and we 2 gifts, and we would be in, but 1 gift not enough. Okay, let's see what we can do with this mediocre pile that I would par at like 1.5. No, the axe is not enough to make the spitters good because they still just trade off, and then the axe. I only like axe on flyers, basically. Flyers are a bunch of tokens. Exactly what we want. Embercat into Crasher, except missing component here. Is it bad enough to mulligan? Yeah, I think it actually is. That hand wasn't doing anything. We'll keep this, though. Guess Tracker's got to go here. We'll go with the mono red hand. Well, we're any land away from Fire Elemental on 4. That's not bad. No longer. Kitty eats a shock. And we are floundering. Need a forest here. Not being helped. Alright, one turn late. We got one. I'll just... Yeah, I'll brawl. We might have been playing into Bone to Ash or whatever, but we can't play around that. We just gotta play our spells here at this point. Can't do nothing and hope. Alright, Big Dumb can get there. Let's see if Big Dumb is good enough here. You go Reclaimer, Courser, or Fire Elemental? I think we go Fire Elemental. We can't really activate this, so may as well play this out as towards the end of our hand. They probably didn't want us to have any pump. They might have just drawn it, but yeah, they probably just drew it, and then, oh yeah, like on our turn before. I assume they just drew it and then wanted to do it while we were tapped out. Alright, that Big Dumb beef isn't going to get it done, but we have more beef to add to the board. Alright, we're probably in very good shape now. We get Reclaimer Crasher. We have Threat of Activation. If they want to block the Mastiff, they put us in a position where we have to pump. But that's okay. We'll do it. If we have to, we'll take the turn off to trade Mastiff for Denizen and play the Reclaimer. The other option is just to leave the Mastiff back. And they may try to trade for the Courser anyway. So let's send it all. It finds it tapped, so that's not going to do much. Trying to figure out if we could use Reclaimer and cast Thicket Crasher in the same turn, but not unless we draw land. Now let's see, we spend 3 and we would get 3, so if we gift, that doesn't work. We could reduce the Seer. I think we have to reduce the Seer so that the Aeronaut continues to get through, and then the other attacks look good as well after that. We can even send in the Reclaimer and offer a 1-for-1. If they want to spend time trading for the Reclaimer, that's great for us. All right, managed to get game 1 against red-blue. Do they show green, or is it just red-blue? Definitely showed reasons to bring in the bow package. So let's do that. Let's cut a gift. Let's cut Reclaimer. And probably won't even want the Airstrike. So that leaves us more things to cut. Maybe Pup isn't doing much here. Predator could go, I suppose. Mastiff. What's our worst creature? It might be the Predator. All right. Yeah, it's Sentinel or Predator, but I think with the bows, we actually want the Sentinel, so we have more things to get the bows onto early. That's what I was looking at, Warmonger, but I think Predator doesn't wear bows well, so we're going to cut Predator. Yeah, Tracker is another option, but again, I think I like cutting the high end and assuming we're going to control things with the bows enough to get it done. Yeah, but Tracker is long game value, right? Predator is just the one thing in and of itself. Okay, we'll keep this. If this were a Predator, we would not have a place to put this bow. Kind of wanted to see the turn 1 Spitter, but even better would be like the turn 3 Spitter, right? And then we come back with the bow and kill it. Yeah. Different kinds of inevitability, I suppose. Well, no elementals to cast, and no elementals that we can even cast on 3 if we were to draw them. And I'm going to go... Actually, I'm going to put out the Sentinel still. If we specifically had a 3-drop elemental, I might have put it out there, but we don't. Yeah, I'm just going to go Courser over Embercat. Although we do now, if we drew, you know, one of our elementals, we would be able to cast it with Embercat. So that could be a reason to do it. But I'm going to max my mana here. Oppo doing nothing on 3 is good for us. So actually with the bow, we could make it so the Brawler wouldn't attack, or wouldn't block, because we could, but actually with the Infuriate, I'm going to attack and hope that Oppo sees it as a free block opportunity. Because then we can Infuriate and take him out. Now we'll Embercat and disguise our bow. Maybe they'll drop a Cloudkin Seer or something here for us to munch on. Not Cloudkin Seer, but maybe perhaps better. I don't think we care about the axe. I'm going to save the airstrike for a possible flyer instead. Where I can put it on the bottom if I want. Top's fine. Wait, put on top, yes. Well, we'll see what they do with the profit. If it goes bottom, we could be facing a scoop soon. Top. So it looks like we've got a game. Well, I'm happy to attack here, and if they want to trade Embercat for the Octoprofit, no problem. And yeah, we'll go for the Courser because it's bigger. A little less mana efficient, but I like the extra power here. Drakuseth, you say? Well, now we're going to have to send both, and let's see, we send both, and then Reckless Airstrike finishes it off. Actually, just send one. No, we send both because we really want to make sure they block. Really want to give them a reason to block here. Hope they do. Okay, so now, let's see. When it attacks, deals 4 damage to any target and 3 to 2 other targets. So if we play out our stuff, we just lose it all. What we need is another land. Well, we can get it. We just have to wait. We're going to lose our stuff. But we're not out of this yet. Yeah, our plan is to find a land so we can airstrike and reduce it. And now that I've failed to be specific, we're going to draw Evolving Wilds. So prepare yourselves emotionally for the Evolving Wilds on top. All we needed was one land, and we actually could get out of this, but it was not to be. And we have nothing we can do here to just not die to this ridiculous card. It is 7 mana. You get to be ridiculous at 7. But this is one of those. Oh, Eric Lauer wanted the player with the better the better player to lose. That's me being snarky, but I'm just saying I'm not even. I don't know that I'm the better player, but certainly cards like that are to let anybody win in limited. Yeah, and 3 different like creature targets. You just come on. How do you beat that? There's no way to beat an attacking Drakuseth. Well, we almost did. We needed a land, and then we could have. Anything else? Again, I don't care about their stupid axe enough to bring in the end. The axe was a mulligan there. Note that the axe did nothing. The axe was irrelevant. Well, it's part of the cycle of rares, so you can't just move Drakuseth to Mythic unless you're going to move all of the color rares to Mythic. I mean, you could make 1 Mythic 4 rares, but that's just weird. We're yammering here, but I don't think we actually even have any stuff to do. The only removal we saw was damage base, right? We could bring in Maniacal Rage, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to run this back. Yeah, Mabinap, you're not wrong. That's the thing. You can get away with a lot at 7 when the player has to actually untap and attack with the thing. I have beaten Drakuseth on multiple occasions, resolved Drakuseth, because it does take the whole turn to do anything. All right. Keeping this, but need some land. Still not tossing it back. But we could get punished and sit here with just these and not have anything to do. Oppo mulliganing is good, though. All right, they know about the bow. I don't like to lead with the bow unless there's nothing else to do, because now they know to keep their 1 toughness in hand. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe that's worth shocking, but we have a Heart Piercer bow. I really don't want to spend shock when we have a Heart Piercer bow. Nonetheless, 3 is a lot. I'm going to take it once and see what they do here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and untap since we are a land away from a brawler. And we'll see if this brawler lives. Ideally, we don't have to use a shock on a thing we can ping with our bow is the thing. But if they attack, we're going to take it, because they've shown shock early in both games, suggesting maybe they have multiples. Oh, now that's outrage mana. That would stink. Hoping they didn't show outrage mana. All right, land. All right, no land, so we're going to go ahead and shock and play another bow. Love a forest on top. Would accept a mountain, but really want a forest. Top again from Oppo. Alright, well. Not exactly what we were looking for, but we'll go ahead and equip. No, I didn't have the natural end, and we didn't... Did we see a sleep paralysis last time? The only thing I remembered was their axe, so I didn't bring it in. Well, I understand that they are racing, but we have to go no blocks here and hope we find land and that a fire elemental is enough to hold off the Prophet. That's bold. Very bold. I mean, I guess they're just getting the card off it, and that's fine, but I want to land. Not a land, but not the worst either. We're going to send in the Courser, pick off the Seer, and play our 4-drop. Unfortunately, it just trades with the Octoprophet. It doesn't eat it, but that's going to have to do here. Here it comes. Oh no! Alright, well there's our land. Of course, now we have airstrike for the golem, but I think we want to start with playing something big enough to ostensibly hold off the team. It's nerve-wracking to use creatures as removal, because if they remove your creature as removal, then you are way up against it. But we don't have anything else to do here besides the airstrike, so we're gonna cross our fingers here. And we're gonna leave Centaur Courser back, so that if they do destroy the elemental, we at least have one blocker and aren't just dead. Although if they have outrage, we are just dead. Mabinap, they only had one card. That was my thinking. And now look how important it is. Great. Because now we have to send with the Courser. We're going to shoot the Air Elemental for 3. send the Courser to kill it, and then play a Mastiff to try and threaten to pump and trade on defense. They probably just take here. Wow, I don't know why they wouldn't just take at 17, but I'll take that trade happily, and we will look to threaten to pump the Mastiff, and now we have 2 trades and they're top decking. Nice top deck, but we're all right. Sad that our third bow is gone, so we can't ever really get to the point where we're picking off these 3 toughness. Yeah, we had to threaten activating the Mastiff to trade with these 3 toughness creatures. Here, though, we're just going to drop another Fire Elemental and stay back. Obviously, you need to try and trade 1. But this is cool. We get Aeronaut plus Mastiff threat. And again, we're not going to equip. Same reason. We want the Mastiff to threaten to trade. Right, we're not winning in the long run, but we also just have to, you know, we can't just be so aggressive that we give it up in the short run, too. And now we're in serious trouble. We're on a 2-turn clock against the Sea Serpent. Not much can be done about that here. We can't attack with 2 or we just lose outright. So we're just equipping bows to the flyer and hoping for a miracle. Let's see, what could we get off the top that addresses the serpent? Nothing, but like, yeah, nothing. I think we're dead. Yeah, what did we reduce? Felt important at the time. Oh, that we didn't reduce. We got it milled. I see. All right. Well, out of spite, we'll at least punish the serpent for existing a couple times. I wonder if there's a way we can get lucky off of a... Oh, no, we only have Infuriate. Never mind. I thought we had the double strike trick. Looks like we're just dead, folks. Too bad. Thought we played pretty well, but Drakuseth and some bad luck got us here. Nah, Mike, we're done for. Unless I'm being lied to by MTGA Tracker. Really frustrating to lose to Oppo's Mulligan Axe. All right. Stinky came out with a game 1 win, but let the match go. And that's harmful to our gem count. With my hard stop at a little after noon today, I'm a little reticent to jump in, but let's risk it. We're going to do it. I'm jumping in. We're doing it. Probably going to lose anyway, and then I get to have a complete limited event for the YouTubers later. Ugh. Do you mull this, though? We might flood, but we have a tracker to make use of a flood, so I'm going to keep. Yeah, I did not like this deck at all, so the result was not surprising. Maybe par was 1 here. Floodgates opening up. Oh yeah. This is what happens when you keep 5 landers. Always nothing but land on top of your deck. Oh yeah, this is just like, just how he drew it up on keeping the 5 lander. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I want more. First play of the game is our 4-drop from both sides. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and reduce, and it denies them the draw here. It's like our only removal, but it's a 5 power thing. Really, it's been your least successful? I mean, I think this is a crappy red-green deck, but red-green has been one of my more successful approaches to this format in terms of if you get the elemental stuff. All right, Predator, do some work. Well, that's as obvious as a trick as I've ever seen. We're going to say no blocks. Try to... Well, I didn't... Did I... I mean, check me. Did I say that I, as a human being, am lucky or unlucky? I think historically I have been lucky in the sense of I consider myself a lucky human being in terms of what has happened. I don't consider myself a lucky human being in the sense that dice are going to behave differently for me. Oh, yeah, sure. Pretending that things aren't statistically random is definitely fun, and humans do it all the time. Did they do this after combat? I wonder, they must have had a combat trick and then change their mind after, right? That's a little weird. Well, I'm not searching, so we're gonna attack with both. I suppose we knew that was coming. We played around it on that attack, but not on this one, which is pretty bad, because that was how we were going to mitigate flood, but okay. I guess we'll play Crasher. But the thing is, they had the room for both. Maybe they were just... Maybe they knew that if they played the Wolfkin Bond, I wouldn't block, and they were trying to, quote, get me or whatever, but I think just drop it and attack. And that's weird to me, too, that they're racing. Like, that spider is such a great blocker. They must have more combat tricks. That's all I can think. They must have +5/+5 now, and they're just going to try and eat the Predator. But we got nothing but attacks, so that's what we're going to use. Invocation instead. Either way, it's like we couldn't just sit there not doing anything. I don't know why Oppo's on white-green, but I'm going to be embarrassed when we lose to it. Oh, one shock one time for the win of the freaking game. Come on. Wow. Yeah, there's a difference between thinking that you as a human being are unlucky relative to the universe and you as a human being having experienced some bad luck. And we are the latter here. Five spells, 11 land, tough to win Magic games with. Not dead yet, though. We do have a trade with Predator and Fencing Ace, so we're going to at least try and do that. Can't chump. Need to hope that we find something to win with here. I mean, yeah, okay. We can do it this way instead. Yeah, that's fair. All right, well, I don't think this is going to work, but I guess it's our chance. Yeah, we draw a shock, and then we can still win. Shock! Yeah! Yeah, I was like, but like, I can't believe we didn't draw Infuriate, which would have been the winning play if we'd done it the other way, right? Right? Didn't we have Infuriate as the win with the other block and Shock as the win with that block? Like, I think it was not about chat winning. It was about having two different outs to two different plays, I think. Yeah, we can bring in Natural End because of the paralyzing. Right? I'm mixed up, though. I think we moved on. Am I sideboarding for the wrong match now? What do we see else? What are we getting with Natural End? White-green. So they might have pacifism. No, I'm not going to guess. Yeah, Wolfkin, Bond, and Feral might make this a combat trick, so we can try it, since they're doing that. And then maybe take out Pup. Might be able to assume flyers, but we just really didn't see any. I'm going to wait until we see something and go with this. And also didn't see much to go after with the bow. Snull. I'm gonna keep and hope that we find some land. I don't like going to 5. I guess going to 5 might be fine in the London. We can craft a decent 5. But I'm going to keep this and get rid of the Predator. We're a mountain away from Sentinel into Smuggler into then any land into Aeronaut, which is pretty fine. For some reason, MTG Tracker has stopped showing me my lands. I don't know why, but I can't see my lands in deck anymore. I'm not bold enough to bluff attack into that. We'll just throw this gift down and move on. Yeah, I should probably find a different one. I think they hired the guy who made MTGA Tracker, and so probably MTGA Tracker not getting the love that it deserves. That could be. It doesn't like that we've switched styles on our lands. Yeah, let's Elemental here. I do not use the LSV tracker. I mean, I have it loaded. I just don't have it. I'm just not using it right now. I certainly don't like seeing LSV's ratings over my draft. That's not helpful to me. That's a bother. So I know I can just not use that feature, but the fact that I didn't want that kind of just made me turn it off and then not turn it back on. So obviously they're showing a trick here. We've seen +3/+3. We've seen +2/+2 enchantment. If it's +2/+2 enchantment, that's kind of the worst case scenario. The thing is that they have +3/+3 and we block with a fire elemental, they just eat it. If they, and I don't want to trade fire elemental for a combat trick. I'm going to put Sentinel on. If they have +2/+2 enchantment, it's kind of sucky because they basically get to take our Sentinel for free, but I also want to get that stuff out in the open and understand what we're up against there. So yeah, there's no need to block, but I deliberately want them to use their various tricks and uncover what we're up against on that front. Yeah, it's probably Invocation. Or we get to trade our 2/2 for their double strike. That's cool. Get our Aeronaut going. Right now they're trading, they'd be trading both of theirs for the fire elemental. I'm going to go ahead and attack. I should have figured out my attack before bothering to play the Aeronaut, but it doesn't change much. Oh wow, they've got one. Yeah, there we go. That was my bad. I forgot about the Druid, actually. I specifically did not want to trade my fire elemental for the growth cycle and then forgot about the Druid. Could attack with a smuggler, but it doesn't do anything in the face of the druid, so we'll just send in the air and try and trade Crasher for the ace, but not holding my breath. We're up against Trick.deck here and are gonna lose embarrassingly to it. Oh my god. One-time dealer. Nah, this isn't game 3, so we have game 3, but I'm gonna take it here. We have some outs like Reduce to Ashes that just take care of it. Thanks, deck. Much appreciated. Still going to attack up top. Maybe even down here, and we just try and chump. If they remove, though, we're dead. So I'm going to send the flyer and keep everything back on D. Yeah, double fencing ace is interesting, but the trouble is they have so much going on in terms of permanent. They have Wolfkin Bond, Ancestral Blade, and the Feral Invocation. So do we really want to risk bows that are kind of useless to those things? I don't know. How do they alpha there? We already brought in the natural end, but we're now facing our natural end. Yeah, whatever. We had nothing. We had to chump a bunch, and then we're just empty board and nothing to draw to save that. Yeah, I'm a little reticent with the bros because they're going to make their one toughness much bigger, but I guess we can... make them have it. Gecko doesn't want the bows. I don't know. It gives us a little bit of play where we might not have had it otherwise. Not worth cutting the gift, you think? Well, then what? Are you just want them cut, Mike? Or are you... When we put in gift, we can put in one bow. Miser's bow. Just go back. This is where we were. We just run this back. Well, I'll run out of time now. Bow would help with the ace until they put an aura on it, which is what I've been saying, Cavalier. If we I think the bow is looking to hit just this narrow window, and if it misses it, they're a liability. Yeah, if we don't get the value out of bows immediately, then they punish us with auras. Okay. Nothing in hand that we would have cut for a bow, but here's that window we're talking about. We'll go Courser and attack. Team Bo is like, see? Considering that they might have Might of the Masses here, but we're going to crash with the Courser. See if they do. They do not. And we're going to try and get up in the air before they can drop spiders on us. We'll see you later, War. How could we have gotten in? Well, yeah, we could have gotten in for 5 if we play the Smuggler, right? Is that what you're thinking, Mike? Looks like Oppo has a plan. I mean, I would bet they have 3. Well, who knows? Maybe they got lucky and have 4, but surely if we'd known this, we would have brought in the bows, but we only knew of 2. Tracker could come down, but yeah, we can get in for 8 here. Well, we can't get in for 8. They have 3 power of first strike on blocking, so we can get in for 5. But we're going to keep getting in for 5 and see if we can get them before they get us. Man, it's annoying not to punish that more thoroughly. Taking it now, though. Just wanted a shock here means we could have shocked the wolf and had some action. We're gonna get a tracker though, and a crasher, and then continue making some stuff unblockable. I guess if we sent in, they have to give up one of their aces. That might be worth it. Yeah, I'm with Mike. That's what I realized. We can swing the Courser too, and we're okay with the results of a block. Gotta watch out for out-of-nowhere wins via pump spells and that ace. Looks like they're not going to bother threatening it. Alright, that's good for them, but we still have a 2-turn if they don't find a spider. Unfortunately, Giant is not an elemental, but this is a clean attack, right? Yes. No spider, come on. No spider! Ah! One-time dealer. Come on. Oh, they totally just ripped that. They totally just ripped that. All right, well, we're going to try and get wide enough here. Yeah, we get Giant, and then we get to start tracking. Got no attacks, though, right? Yeah, no attacks. We got lots of outs to wins. I just wanted to win right there. I want outs to a win. I just want to get this over with. Oh, we draw the giant all the time, but since when do we cast a giant? Okay, so now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. Ostensibly, this is lethal. Do we believe it? They drew this off the top. This is probably lethal, but we could play this more conservatively if we want to worry about this. The thing is, they haven't shown, like, I mean, what instant speed get you during attack is there even for green-white? Yeah, that's what I think Haj is making the important point here. They need instant speed removal, which doesn't really exist in white-green. Instant speed pump does? Yeah, but it's pump. They need another blocker. They need not just pump, they need removal. And yeah, if they have pulse or any kind of life gain, that could be trouble. But we do have Mastiff behind. So, but they had to draw it. And given the very narrow spectrum of things that win them the game or prevent them from losing here, we're going to go for it. That's sorcery as well. There's just not enough instant speed things to do here that save them. And they would have had to literally have drawn one right off the top of their library. So, I mean, if they do, like, there's some % chance that this attack loses us the game, but it is so slim. We're playing correctly to the odds here, I believe, even though there's a chance. Yeah, raise the alarm. Good call. Great call. I didn't think of that, Frosty, but that was the one that that could have caused problems for us. Yeah, and that was the other thing, though. Even in those cases, we still had an attack. We still had a play to prevent losing from the attack back. So glad we puzzled that through, made it to 12. Unfortunately, we do have to stop the draft for today, so I keep splitting up my drafts. We're going to finish one and start another today. Would I have made that attack game 1 with less information? Yes, because it was, I mean, the stuff we were playing around there was all theoretical. We weren't playing around anything that we had seen. Keep that in mind. We had not seen Raise, we had not seen Pulse, we had not seen Moment, and we had not seen the Rare Wolf. They had, as far as we can tell, exactly 4 outs, and they had to have top-decked one of those outs, and even then it wouldn't have been lethal on the way back. So I think, yes, I would have made the same decision because we were playing around Phantom outs anyway. We weren't playing around stuff that we knew they had. So, all right, I'll pop to Soapbox just for a second to say goodbye for the day. Sorry we didn't get this one finished, but good news, it was because we actually came up with a win. I'll put the record to 1 win, and we will pick this up where we left off tomorrow.